Hi everyone, in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how you can take your online classroom from looking like this to looking like this in just a matter of a few minutes. There's some really easy tips and tricks, and I'm going to walk you through a lot of the things that you can do to make your online classroom this year more interactive and engaging for both yourself and your students. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so we're going to jump right into this. This is a blank slide that I have created on Google Slides. That's going to be what we're going to use to build this interactive kind of Bitmoji classroom that you can either make just an image that you upload to whatever learning management system you use, or you can make it more interactive, and I'll show you how to do all of that throughout this video. A good thing about Google Slides is that it is compatible and embeddable in Google Classrooms and Canvas and other learning management systems. And so near the end of this video I'm going to show you how to upload that into my learning management system, which is Canvas, and how to make that interactive for your students. But the first thing we want to do is we want to highlight all of this and get rid of it. We want to have a blank slate to build our classroom, and then we need to find a background. So you go to the background tab and you're going to click choose image. Now, if you already have maybe a picture of your actual classroom, you can feel free to upload it. But if you scroll all the way over here to the right, you can use a Google image search to find something. Now, you can look up a classroom, but I like to use wall floor as my Google search. It sounds weird, but it'll give you all these options of a wall and a floor. And so just scroll through, see whatever kind of fits your style. I would just be aware of using the perspective of the wall to your advantage, right? So if you choose this one, for example, and then you start building stuff around it, because of the perspective, it's going to make you look super tiny in real life. So we want to be as realistic as possible in our virtual classroom. So find something that works well but also fits your style. So for me, I like something a little bit more relaxed, a little bit darker, and I like the way that this brick and wood feels in a classroom kind of more relaxed, homey setting. And so I'm going to choose that and click Insert and then Done. And it will create the background for my classroom. Now, if you get to working and you're like, well, I like the floor, but I really don't like that brick, one easy way that you can fix that is to insert a shape and choose a rectangle and then just make it the size of the wall. And then you're done. And obviously you can change the color of this too, but if you look at that and you say, well, I actually like the brick wall like I do, you just delete it, and now you're back to your kind of fun classroom background. But a classroom isn't just walls and floors, and so we have to add things in to make it a little bit more interactive. The way that you do that is by inserting images. So you go to this Insert tab, an image. Now, if you have ones that you want to upload specifically from your computer, like from your classroom, or pictures that you like, you can feel free to upload that from the computer. But if you don't have any, or you want to use ones that are a little bit more cartoony, you can search the web for that. Be aware that if you just find an image and then you slide it over, that you're going to have the square or the circle or whatever shape it is of that circle, and if it has a white background, that's going to be there. So for a lot of these images, you want to search for transparent ones where you can see the item, but you can see the background too. And so the way that you search for that is your keyword is transparent, and let's say the first thing we want to add in here is a window. And so let's find a good window. I like this one. It's kind of a French dory kind of window, French window. And so let's resize this to make it a little bit more realistic, and let's put it over here. And so because it's transparent, we see the image, but we also see the background. But we can't have a window open up to a brick wall. And so this is the opportunity where you would not have to search for a transparent image, because we want the image to be seen over the background. And so let's just say we want a skyline. And I like this one. And so we're just going to drag it over. And now we just have to make it fit into the window frame to make it look like we're looking out. Now it's going to look kind of weird because I picked a wide image, but then you resize it. And this is really the hardest part, is just making everything fit perfectly. But you can't see the window. It doesn't look like you're looking out. And so what you can do to fix that is you right click on the image and go to order. And because the background is the back and nothing can go behind it, we can feel free to send this to the back. And now we are looking out of our window on a beautiful skyline of whatever city this is. So let's just resize this a little bit to fit the image in. And now we have a window and we have a skyline. And so one thing that you can really play with a lot is how things look, the size and the width of it to make it look a little bit more realistic. So yeah, let's see here. Now that we have a window, we can insert, let's find a couch. So we'll search up a transparent couch. And we have all of these options. I like one that's kind of at an angle, so you can kind of turn your cartoon's body and make it look a little bit more realistic, give it some depth. And so I like the way that this one looks. And so let's bring that over right here. And now we have an enormous couch. So let's resize it to make it a little bit more realistic. And we can position it. Now, if you don't like the way that this couch looks in terms of the color, you can absolutely change that. And so you do that by right-clicking and then Format Options. And then there's this option right here that says Recolor. And so when you click on Recolor, you can choose any of the colors right here to change it. So let's say we want a more gray. I like the way that looks. And so now we have a couch that we like and we have a color that we like. And so you can just go in and really choose a lot of images. Let's just say we want a transparent table. Here we go. Let's see. I like the way this one looks. Oh, that's not transparent, so we need to delete it. And let's find a different one. Let's go with a more modern one. Why not? So that's transparent. Let's resize it a little bit and we'll move it over here in front of our couch. Make it look kind of cool. And since we are building a classroom, we need a whiteboard. So transparent whiteboard works and it gives us a lot of these options. You have one right here obviously that is turned, but you can also use one right here that is flat. So when you bring that in, you have a whiteboard to write your messages on if you would like. Now for me, I like a little bit more of an old school feel. And so I'm going to search up for a chalkboard and find one that I like. Let's see. We'll go with this one. Classic. Nope, there's two of them. Sorry. Let's go with this one. It's tall. It's kind of cool. So now we have a chalkboard. Let's resize it to make it a little bit bigger. It's a little bit too big. There we go. And we don't want it standing in front of this table. And so again, right-click, order, send backwards. And there we go. Now, if you want to personalize it with other things like pictures, one thing that I did is transparent picture frame. I can't spell. Transparent picture frame, and you could find a nice picture frame. This one's wooden. It kind of matches the style I'm going with. You can resize that, and then you can upload a picture of yourself, your family, any inspirational quotes that you might have. So let's see. Let's find a picture of a dog. Oh, that's a cute one. And so we just add that in, we resize it, and then we bring it up here, and make sure it fits in our picture frame. And there we go. Now we have a picture of a dog and our whiteboard and all these other things. Now, in order to add yourself, you're going to have to use a Bitmoji. Now, you could find just a cartoon and call that yourself, but Bitmoji allows you to be really interactive with that. And so the way that you can do that is by searching Bitmoji on the internet and just going to bitmoji.com. You can create it using the app on your phone. And then once you create the app on your phone, you can log in online. The good thing about using Google Chrome is that you can add in the Bitmoji extension, which I have right here. And so you have to allow that to access your phone either through your email or Snapchat or other social media. But once you have that access, you can use it for any and everything. And so I'm going to use this Bitmoji extension tool right here, and I'm just going to find some image that I like. And so, for example, I really like this picture of me walking. So you just drag it down and upload it. But we have a problem, and that is that there are words at the bottom that we don't like. So a way to fix that is to either crop them out or to edit them out. This one actually works, and so you can crop the image, drag this over, hit enter, and now you just have yourself walking into the classroom, right? But if you, for example, you want to find one of you sitting, so we can search sitting. And here you are, sitting down. Now, the problem is that this is backwards, and so there are a lot of different ways that you can use to turn this around. I like to just drag it and flip it myself and then resize it. So it's actually pretty simple, and then you're going to put yourself right over here on the couch. And let's order this and send back. Nope. Order this, bring forward, order, bring to front. Why not? And we'll send this one forward, bring to front. There we go. So now we have you sitting and really kind of a blank canvas for a classroom. And so if you want to have a message to add in, you can absolutely do that on your whiteboard. You would do that by inserting a text box, making it the size here, and you could say something like hello. Change that color so you can see it. Change it to whatever font you like. Change the size. And we're good. And so now you have a classroom, and if you like the way this looks, is ready to kind of go. And so one thing that you could do to upload it directly to your learning management system is go to File, Download, and then choose a PNG image. And so that will save it down here, and it saved it as Bitmoji Classroom, whatever. Now, if you want to use this as a template and then start uploading different things, you can absolutely do that. And so here's the easy way to do that. Get a blank slide, delete all this stuff, and when you want to go to the background and choose image, now go to upload. Let's browse the files that we have and go to downloads, and this classroom that we just saved will upload. And now all of these things, they can't be clicked on. This is a new background, and so anything that you add in here is different than the background. So if you uploaded this to your learning management system, if you uploaded this slide, the kids could click on every single thing that you had and move it around. Now they can only click on things that you want them to. And so this is where you can get to be a little bit more interactive with your Google Classroom. So let's just say that you want your kids to have a link that takes them to BrainPop. What you could do is insert image, and I have the BrainPop logo saved to my desktop. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to minimize it to make it more like a link, and I'm going to put it on my Blackboard. And just to have one more, let's insert a link for vocabulary. Why not? And so I've already saved these logos, just a simple Google search, and saving them to my desktop so they were readily accessible as images. And now you have pictures on here, but they don't do anything yet. And so what you need to do is just go to BrainPop or search BrainPop on the internet, right click, copy the link address, and go back to our classroom. Now when you click on this image, you can go to the Insert tab, scroll down to where it says Link, paste it, and apply it. And now, whenever you click on that, it will bring up a link. And so you could do the same thing for vocabulary, your school's website, maybe an assessment tool that you use, anything. You can link anything to anything on this Google slide. But you might be thinking, how can I make this interactive and allow my students to use it? Here's an easy way to do that. So what you can do is go to File, and let's just start a new presentation. And let's go back to our previous one. We're going to Control-C or copy this slide, go over here underneath this slide, and we're going to paste this other one in. So let's delete this blank one. And now we have a PowerPoint with one slide that we can upload. So let's title this Animated Classroom and save it. So what we can do now is embed this into our Google Classroom to where the kids see this and they can click on these links that takes them to these websites. So the way to do that is to go to File and let's publish it to the web. Because it's only one slide, it doesn't matter about this, and so you're going to click Embed and then Publish. Just say, okay, you're sure you want to publish, and then Control-C, copy this link. Now, we need to go back to our learning management system. So in this case, we're going back to Canvas, and we have our blank template here. Let's go to Edit, and what we're looking at here is called the Rich Content Editor. But pasting this only pastes the link to the PowerPoint, and is not what we want to do. We want the kids to see the PowerPoint when they log in. So let's delete that, and you're going to click on this thing right here that turns this into an HTML editor. Now it looks just like a bunch of hullabaloo, and that's fine. We can just go right here, it says course title, why not? Let's scroll down, make some space, and then we're going to paste in our Google slide that we have embedded. Click Save. And now, not only when the kids log in do they see this Google presentation, but they can also click on this link and it takes them directly to whatever we have uploaded. Now that can be a website, it can be a YouTube link, it can even be an audio file that maybe you've uploaded to a specific website. Anything that you upload after you have published your Google slide, the kids can click on. The good thing too is that now that it's embedded into your course, any changes that you make to this slide is automatically updated and shows up as usable in your Canvas or Google Classroom. So if you want to go and add in a link to YouTube, you just create an image, link it, and then you refresh your page and you will be able to see that change immediately. And so that's the cool part. And so this is where you can change anything from your messages that you have to links that are up. Maybe it links to a specific assignment. Maybe it links to a specific video that you want the kids to watch. It's completely up to you and it's completely customizable and editable. So that's a really cool option that you have in order to make things interactive in Canvas or in Google Classroom. You want to make sure, however, that when you're uploading it, you use the HTML editor and not the rich content editor, because again, if you use the rich content editor, you're just going to see a bunch of words and a link, but if you use the HTML editor, it embeds it into your course. So that's one really, really cool option. One other option that people like is these interactive Bitmojis that kind of move across the room. So I'm going to show you an easy way to make something that looks like this and moves through. And so here's the easy way to do that. We're going to create a new slide. Now you might be saying, hey, how do you get it to that really wide kind of short aspect? And that's a really easy change. You go to File, down here to Page Setup, and you want to go to Custom. It's probably set to widescreen for you, but you go to Custom. And I like to set it at 16 by 5.5. And so if you go back here to your widescreen and apply it, we have a regular slide, but it's super squished from what it was. And so if we go down here again, File, Page Setup, Custom, we'll make this 16 by 5, Apply, and now we have a long strip. So we can show movement across the image. Now, we're going to do the same thing here. Let's delete this. And now we have a blank slate that we're going to start with. So the first thing we want to do now is we want to, again, add our background. You want to make sure that the background that you add does not include your Bitmoji. So you might want to go back and save one of the ones that you have created by removing your Bitmoji and just having the furniture and the announcements and things like that. So I've already saved that. So I'm going to go to background, choose image, and I'm going to upload from my computer the blank image that I have as the background. So it's going to take a second just for it to load. And once it comes up, we're going to be able to upload Bitmojis and do a lot of different things. And so now that it's here, one thing that you can easily do is just to duplicate this slide. So once you put everything on there that you want, you can duplicate it. So let's just say we want to make an announcement through a text box. We're going to write it right here. And let's just say we want them to know that field trip is on Friday. So let's make sure this is readable again, highlight it, change the font. So easy way is just to copy this and then paste it. I like to do 5 slides or 6 actually, just to give some more motion to what we're doing. And so now this is where you add in your Bitmojis. So again, you go to your Bitmoji extension and we can just add in a couple things. So let's just say I want to add in and so what you really want to do, this is just a personal preference, is you want to make sure that all of your images look and flow correctly. So I like to upload all of them to the first slide and then cut them and paste them into the rest of them so I can make sure that the aspect looks good and the perspective is fine. So let's say we have a star. Let's look up, let's say jumping. So we'll only do 5. Let's just delete one of these slides right here. And now that we have our slides and we like the way that they look, we like the way these people are positioned, we can get to cutting and pasting. So let's select this one. Let's Control X or cut it. Go to the second slide, paste it, and it's in its correct position. Same one, or same way with this one. Cut, paste, cut, paste, and then the last one, cut and paste. So if you go up here and you just click through them real fast, you're moving across. Now you got to be thinking to yourself, how can I make this into an animated GIF? And so one thing that's really cool about Google Slides is this add-on called Creator Studio. Now if you had Creator Studio, you could create a GIF and it would allow you to just change the aspect on that and save it to your computer. The problem is that most school districts do not allow Creator Studio to be downloaded. So you can either download it using your personal Google account, or you can use a different website. And so I'm going to show you the website option. So let me just delete all of these bad boys right here. And so you want to download these as images. So let's go to File, download, and let's save it as a PNG. And you're going to have to do this separately for each one. So these should be the first 5 things in your downloads folder. And I like to use this website called gifmaker.me. It's really simple, it's really easy. And so all you have to do is click upload images, and you have the ones that you just worked on, and you just click open, and it'll upload them directly to the site. Now it might take a minute, but this is something that once it's done uploading, it allows you to reorder the images. It allows you to change the size and the speed in which they move. But it also allows you to save it and embed it into your classroom. And so when you are finished uploading that, you're going to be able to, like I said, edit that and really kind of make it personalized. Where I'm going to put that in my Canvas is through this hyperlink page. Let's see, it's called Unit 1, and we're going to put it right in here. But in order to do that, we have to have the file saved. So at least in Canvas, you're going to go to File, and you're going to have to upload the GIF once you've saved it. And so now that it's almost done uploading and I'm almost done stalling, we're going to be able to do that. So now that it's finishing up, I can make my GIF, and now you're going to have to reorder it. So let's make sure that they go in the correct order. That's the first one, that's the second one, third one, fourth one, and then fifth one. And let's just say that I want it, this is what it's going to look like right here, and that looks fine. And so I want to create GIF animation. And it's going to take a minute just to save it, and then you can either view it, but let's just download it, and that goes straight to my downloads folder. Now we're going to go back to Canvas, upload, and from our downloads, we have this GIF right here. So eventually it's going to upload, and now we have this GIF that we can upload into our page. And so we go back here, click on Unit 1, Edit, and here we don't have to go to the Rich Content Editor. We just need some space for it. We'll embed the image, click on Canvas, Course Files, and this GIF that we just made, and we'll update it and save it. And so now we have an animated image on this picture that you can completely change however you want it to. And so this really makes your page interactive and fun and as exciting as it can be for your kids. And so what we started out with as a blank page now has a classroom with interactive links, as well as the opportunity for some animation and some things that are a little bit more exciting for your kids. So I hope this tutorial has helped you out. If you have any questions, feel free to comment, and hopefully this makes your classroom this year a little bit more fun, interactive, and exciting for your students.